Andy's giving of himself this week and going to Paris for a week to play in a jazz club over in Paris. So if you're over there, check him out. Okay. And we'll have the Coles here next week substituting. And yes, they're here now. Yes, Arlene, yes. And Bill. Bill's here too. Okay. So it'll be fun. Lots to be grateful for this week. All right. We're adjusting. Opening prayer. I could do that again if you like. Don't you just love live television? Maybe we didn't do mine. Did I do a talk this week? It's got to be in there. So, yeah, just pull the offering up. We'll go straight to that. I guess I got the Sunday off. I'll see you all later. Okay, well, let's just talk with Joy Purpley up there, because that's this will be a long lead-in. I'm so grateful that these slides didn't get in, because now I don't have to worry about what's up there. So what we normally do this time of year is I talk a little bit about gratitude, and then I invite any of you that want to share what you're grateful for to come up and do that. So it's your chance to be on TV, and we're actually on computer for most people. But it really is about looking at our understanding of gratitude. And our understanding of gratitude in the Science of Mind teaching is that it's a creative energy, that we begin with gratitude. Because if we don't begin with a consciousness of being grateful, which simply means that I accept what is and that I am willing to do the necessary work within my own consciousness to accept it. Doesn't mean you like it. Doesn't mean you're happy with it. It means you accept it. So part of the work of gratitude, of coming into a consciousness of gratitude, is to do a little forgiveness work, let's say. And forgiveness is very simple. It's a giving up all hope of a better yesterday. Because when we don't forgive, when we hold a grudge, when we're angry, when we're feeling wounded and we're feeling resentful, what we're saying is that we can't accept something that's happened. Or we can't accept the way someone is. Or we can't accept a circumstance in our lives. And we think, well, doesn't that lead us then to make the change? But in fact, the change becomes more difficult when I can't accept what's already occurred. So part of growing up spiritually and growing up psychologically is being able to accept what has occurred. Sounds simple, but it's not often the easiest thing to do. You may have something in your life that you hold resentment around. You know, maybe sometime when you think someone did something to you that wounded you in some way. And I'm not saying it didn't happen. See, it's not about it didn't happen. It's about accepting that it did happen. And some of our modern spiritual teachers, actually some of the ancient spiritual teachers, would go even further and say, be grateful that it did happen. And that's a step we may not be quite ready for. Gary Simmons from Unity, he'll be here in March, by the way. Gary talks about the idea of recognizing that nothing and no one is against me. Nothing and no one is against me. You could probably think of someone in your life right now that you think is against you. They may even be a fictional character. Or they may be someone who exists, but who you've made up a story about them in your mind that bears little, if any, connection to who they really are. And it might even be you that you've made up a story about, that you can't accept how you are. That you think there's something wrong with you, or you're unworthy or undeserving of good in your life, usually because there's usually a couple of reasons for that. One is That's what was explained to you in your formative years, in terms of maybe religiously or whatever. And then based on that, you have then built an accumulation of evidence to justify that idea. So can I accept myself as I am? And one sign that you can't accept yourself as you are currently is that you have someone else in your life that you can't accept the way they are. Because when you can accept how you are, usually it's pretty easy to accept that others are the way they are. So gratitude is about a process of getting to a place of simply being able to say, yes, that happened. And within my experience of that is a potential for growth, a potential for change or transformation, some lesson I can learn about myself that causes me to expand in my ability to deal with life as it is and to manifest life as it can be. People that have trouble with gratitude are usually in a place of resentment. And resentment, the best way to describe resentment is like taking poison and waiting for the other person to die. Because we feel, when you have those feelings of resentment and anger toward people, there's all kinds of stuff chemically and biologically going on in your system that isn't good for you. It's corrosive. The chemicals that are released with resentment and those kinds of emotions actually are harmful to your physical being. But when you're in a good resentment, you really feel justified, don't you? God damn that SOB. They deserve every horrible thought I'm having. Of course, it does nothing to them, though, does it? And even if it did, would that be the way to live your life? And we can probably pretty much agree that, yeah, intellectually that's true, but, I got this one case, this one person. My own Hitler, that not only can't be forgiven, doesn't deserve to be forgiven. And okay, that's your choice. It is a choice, by the way. Although we usually deny that. See, we want to take ourselves out of that awareness of the responsibility, accountability, and power that we have to let go of those kinds of feelings so that we can move into another place. Because if I know I can let go of it, then I have no reason not to. It's not in there. Back. Oh, there it is. It was just... And it's only 3 slides this week. It's a Christmas miracle, the first Christmas miracle of the season. Many more to come. Okay. So I did want to share this quote, and this is from the Voice Celestial. And The Voice Celestial is a book-length poem that was the last published writing of Dr. Holmes, and he wrote it with his brother Fenwick. But just this one piece. It says, "For all tomorrow's good may rest today upon your gratitude. For he who gives thanks before the wine is pressed from grapes, still clinging to the vine, has shown a faith above beyond the present hour, and his thanksgiving holds the future flower." See, when we begin with gratitude, we're setting up an expectation of trust. When we do our spiritual mind treatment in the 5-step process, the 4th step is gratitude, and gratitude for what you've just declared to be true. I'm grateful before it shows up. In other words, see, if I'm going to withhold my gratitude until the gift appears, what I'm saying is, at some level, I don't trust the process. Well, I'll be grateful when it shows up. See, you can't take that approach without creating a consciousness of distrust, of skepticism. And the universe, being the universe, complies with your expectation. You don't expect it to work, it doesn't work. It always says yes. So you might do this beautiful, beautiful affirming statement within your prayer or with just in your daily activity to say, I am worthy of good and good flows to me and my relationship is healed, but I'm going to be grateful later when it shows up. You feel the energy shift there? So what Dr. Holmes was aware of as he designed this technique that we call prayer treatment was that the gratitude in the beginning is essential because you have to display and embody the trust you have in the creative process in order for the creative process to flow properly. Well, it's flowing properly either way. Let's say in order for it to flow in the direction you want it to flow in. Because if I withhold a sense of gratitude for what I have just declared is so, in a way I'm saying, well, maybe it's not so. Let's make it conditional. I'll believe in the process when the process manifests and demonstrates. And that's like saying, I'm going to run my car without gasoline. When the car starts, I'll put some gasoline in it. I'm not going to waste gasoline in case the car doesn't start. Because gasoline is what? The fuel the engine needs in order to produce combustion, in order to allow the car to move forward. Well, gratitude is part of the fuel that is needed because gratitude represents trust and faith in the process. So it's the fuel that is needed for your consciousness to come into alignment with the manifestation of your good. So we begin with gratitude as an active element of the creative process. I actually do focus internally, mentally, affirmingly on gratitude at the beginning, even if I'm in the darkest place I can imagine being. Because that dark place has to be your launching pad, because that's where you are. You know, you can wait until things get better to do your work, but that's probably not the best approach. Begin where you are, wherever you are. You might be in a really dark place. Things might be okay. Things might be marvelous. And tomorrow it could be in a different place. But we begin where we are, and we have to the gratitude has to be an element of it, even when we don't feel like being grateful. Even when our egoic mind structure is telling us to be angry and be resentful and be withholding. If we listen to that, we stay in the darkness. So gratitude may not be something I can manifest in my own consciousness in the moment, but I need to start working toward it. Because it's a creative energy. When I approach the intention that I've set with a consciousness of gratitude, which means I trust the creative process, that's all it means. I trust the creative process to such a degree that I'm already grateful for what I just declared, even though I haven't seen the physical evidence of its manifestation yet. But the gratitude statement implies that trust. And the next statement of the prayer is release, where I let go of it, which simply means I'm not going to try to overanalyze the situation. I'm not going to think of all the reasons why it won't happen. And I'm not going to obsess about it. Anybody have problems with obsessing about your problems? Ever? Yeah, once. Yeah, it happened once. Yeah. I did once and it was hell. I'll never do that again, you know. Yeah. Sure, we're kind of conditioned to do that, and plus it sort of does make sort of a sense of from a feeling, emotional sense that when something's bothering you or something's painful, you obsess about it. But if I obsess about the problem continues to grow in my consciousness, and that's what the universe responds to, is my obsession over the problem. Well, the universe says, you must really love this problem. Let's make it bigger. Let's make that 7 to 10 day cold last 15 days because you're enjoying it so much. I can tell by the energy, the vibe you're getting off of it, you know? You're putting a whole lot of stuff into this. As Dr. Holmes says, turn away from what you don't want. He doesn't mean you don't acknowledge it. He doesn't mean you don't recognize that it's, accept that it exists. He says, accept that it exists and then turn to what you want. And obsess on that. Obsess on the healed condition. And bring that into your manifest form. And the universe notices you're obsessing on the healed condition and says, well, okay. The universe doesn't do that as a personality. The universe does that in the course of its nature. There's no personality involved. There's no capacity to withhold in the universe. So if you're not getting what you want, it's not that the universe or God or whatever term you want to use is withholding it. It's that you're not in compliance with the flow that would lead to its manifest form. Now, this gives you another excellent opportunity to beat yourself up for not being in compliance and alignment with the flow. What's the matter with me anyway? I'm out of alignment again. See? This is way harder than, like, being a Catholic or something, you know? Because Jesus is a whole lot easier to please than my ego. So then I have to do another treatment about my acceptance of my own self-acceptance. Okay, so do it. What's stopping you? Well, I resent the fact that I have to do that. And I release corrosive chemicals into my being. And they do their work, and I feel fatigued. God, all this work is really hard. Wears me out, runs me down. Thinking about problems all day long. The insoluble nature of them. The fact that people are just such... You fill in the blank. You just did. You know? See what we do? And the ego just flows us along, you know, because the ego supports whatever we think is so. And occasionally you meet somebody that doesn't think that way, and they're baffling. How can they be so happy in a situation like this? Don't they see all the problems? Yeah, but they're not obsessing about the problems. They're obsessing about the joy and the solution. And I've noticed in our culture that people that do that are made fun of. You know? Be really, really positive, and they might make a joke about you on Saturday Night Live. Because you're being foolish. You see? There was a great quote from Wayne Dyer, put it on Facebook this week. He says, in our culture, we tend to celebrate the dead troublemakers and the living conformists. That when you're alive, you're encouraged to conform. But if you don't conform and you're a troublemaker, when you're dead, we tend to revere you because you've changed something for the better. Conformists don't do that. Conformists conform. So the gratitude piece is about recognizing that, yeah, it's a mess. The whole thing's a mess. The whole world is a mess. Your part of the world is a mess. You're in your own little mess. And you get to make that mess whatever you want to make it. But don't make you transforming your mess into something wonderful conditioned on the world doing the same thing first. It doesn't work that way. The world doesn't really care about your mess. It's okay. The world isn't responsible for your mess. The world didn't make it. So if your life is a mess, and parts of it always will be, You get to decide what you're going to tackle, what you're going to deal with, what you're going to improve, what you're going to expand. And be grateful for every element in that mess, every person who is in your orbit. Even if they're the biggest needler or the biggest pain and they push your buttons, you know, the people that push your buttons are your teachers. They're showing you where your buttons are, for one thing. That's pretty valuable. And you get this, the way to handle that is thank you after the upset subsides. Thank you. I get to decide if I want to heal that or not. I get to decide if I want to continue to let that bother me or offend me or not. And without that person reminding me that I had that issue, I wouldn't know I had it because my ego protected me from it. So that's the kind of things we can be grateful for this year. You can be grateful in advance, too, for the great holiday season you're going to have. Whatever that would look like for you. You know, a lot of people resent the holidays because they feel like they have to do certain stuff, make other people happy. Right? Got to go home and act like I like my family. Or I got to buy presents I can't afford for people I don't like, right? Or whatever it is, you know. But you can be grateful from the standpoint of I have an opportunity to transform my experience of that, even if I do the same thing I did last year. I can do it from a different awareness. That's the choice I always have, and I'm so grateful for that choice. Even if I don't always use it wisely, I'm grateful that I have it. So what are you grateful for? What are you grateful for in terms of what you're going to create next month, next year? And there doesn't have to be, by the way, any evidence that it's going to happen right now. If you could stand outside of your experience completely and have no baggage, no one else to please, nothing limiting you at all, what would you envision for yourself in the next year? Or maybe just the next month. Imagine you're standing there on December 31st looking back at 2013 and looking back especially from today to then. What would be your highest good that you could find yourself in that moment? And can you look forward at that and feel gratitude that it's already in motion because you just thought of it? And the only thing that can disrupt the forward motion of that intention is you deciding to obsess on your problems. Or you deciding to doubt that it's possible. Or you deciding to withhold your gratitude until you see evidence of its manifestation. Absent any of those things, it's guaranteed to occur. Because what we hold in mind and what we come to know shows up in our lives. That's how it works. So, I'm grateful that I know that in my life. I'm grateful that I practice it somewhat successfully. Not 100%. I need some more training. But I'm grateful that I know what I know because before, when I didn't know this, I struggled and I fought against a lot of stuff that I didn't need to fight against. So I'm grateful for this teaching and this philosophy in my life and for all the people that share my life with me that know this teaching and philosophy and encourage me to be successful in it. And for the opportunity to speak and share, because I learn more when I teach than when I listen. So thanks. So that's what I'm grateful for today, among many, 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 many other things. So I'm going to give anyone here that would like an opportunity to come up and share just one thing you're grateful for. And wouldn't it be great if, like, everybody wanted to do that? You don't have to. All you introverts can stay in your seats. But it would be nice to hear, and for the folks that are watching on live stream to hear what we're grateful for. So anybody like to come up? I need you to come up on stage so the cameras can see you. That's if you don't want to be on camera, I understand. If you're in the witness protection program, be grateful for that. And just keep coming up. You can line up in the aisles and just come on up. Hi, just say your first name and what you're grateful for.
My name's Brooke, and I'm so scared doing this, but I'm grateful that I'm going to be courageous and speak about what I'm grateful for. I haven't been here for a year yet, but I feel so great whenever I come here, and I'm really trying to employ what I learn here on a day-to-day basis, and I'm really grateful for that, and I'm grateful that I can make a fool of myself and feel okay about it. Thank you.
Thank you. Come on, Kathy. I see you running up here. This is the girl that we couldn't give the microphone to before, and now it's part of the family.
Love you, Jim. My birthday brother.
Say your first name and then.
Hi. Thank you. Thank you. I'm Kathy, and I am so grateful for this entire organization and everyone out there in my spiritual family. But I'm especially grateful that, I should say I've been coming here for 15 years, and I'm so grateful that my husband, Jeff, has joined my spiritual family. I love him so much, and I love all of you, and now you all know each other, and so I'm really happy about that. And I can't wait to see what we manifest together next, Jeff, because it's going to be just magnificent. Okay, anyway, thank you.
Tell us about your son.
Well, I'm not sure I should, really.
It's up to you.
I have some really good news that I will share with you all individually
That you're grateful
about
for?
that I'm super grateful for about regarding my son, who's a United States Marine. And I don't really want to do it publicly right now,
Okay.
but I am really grateful for that. And the universe knows what I'm talking about. Thank you. So anyway,
Okay.
thanks, Jim.
Thank you. Anyone else? Come on up. Just come on up. And if there's someone already here, just wait a second in the aisle. And come on, Marianne. Hi there. Love the beret.
Thank you. Thank
Bien
you.
sûr, bien
I'm
sûr.
Marianne, and I am so grateful for the greatest yet to be that it's happening in my life right now, and I don't know what it looks like, and I'm even grateful for that. And if you know me, that's really not the way I am. I sort of like to visualize it and manifest it and know how it's all going to play out. And that's been a wonderful gift of this teaching. And today I'm stepping into a deeper mystery of this teaching and allowing this dynamic change in my life to play out as it's going to. And I'm already grateful for it, however it looks.
Thank you.
And thank you, Dr. Jim, for teaching me that.
Thank you. honey.
I am grateful. I had an injury in my
Say
back.
your name so the folks on TV
Patrick
know who you are.
Harbula. I had an injury in my back about 2 weeks ago, and this has been one of the most constant, sharp pains I've ever had in my back. And as Dr. Jim was talking about accepting what is, I'm grateful for it. It has, by not resisting it, I was on a soul quest in Sedona last weekend, and I was walking through the mountains, through the beautiful mountains, and every time, and this pain was constant, but I used it as a reminder to go deeper into my understanding of who I am as a spiritual being. And what is, and it's right at the level of my heart, by the way, in my back. And I feel that it's just like prodding me to open my heart more and more. And so it's working for me. I love you even more than I did before.
Thank you, Patrick. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Louisa, and I'm from France, so whoever goes to Paris have a great time. So, and I've been here 20 years in this country, and I just came back also from Paris a year ago, and through friends, I met new friends, and I'm just really thankful because they've been here for me and my little girl, and I'm just really thankful that also those friends brought me here, and I want to say thank you to the Sutton family. Thank you.
Okay. Merci beaucoup. Hi. Come on out here.
You know what I'm grateful for.
Tell us your name first.
I'm Marlene. I'm grateful that I got to go to Ireland with the group. And when it was first announced, I thought, oh, no way would I be able to afford that, but I've always wanted to go to Ireland. It manifested, and it was just a dream come true. It was such a wonderful trip. Now when you talk about Orlando, I think, wow, it could be possible.
Yes, it is. Okay.
I'm open to everything.
Thank you. And the Ireland group is getting together this afternoon down at Redondo CSL for a potluck and to share photos, so that'll be fun.
I'm Andreas, and when I heard Dr. Jim talking about people being happy and other people making fun of them, I've always been like a person going Monday mornings to work and whistle, have a good time, and people look at me like, what's wrong with him? So I'm really happy and grateful that I actually found all of you who are like-minded, and you know, when I'm happy, you don't look at me and say, okay, what is he on? So thank you for that. And also I want to be thankful and say I'm thankful for all my team I have on Fourth Sunday. It's good to know there's people, you know, come out and help you getting everything done. And also I'm grateful for knowing that since I need some more people on my team, that I will find them. So thank you for that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I might. Be careful what you say.
I'm Dominic. One thing I learned that was neat, I just remembered, we took a class from Dr. Golden, and we learned to hug for 3 seconds. And what a difference that makes me, you know, from just hugging somebody for a second, to just hold somebody, embrace them, and think of their soul. This teaching has brought me so far in my life. I want to thank my mother-in-law, Flo, for getting me to this teaching, and my wife. And the neat thing is people look at me and go, how do you go to Catholic Church and then come here? I don't understand why that's difficult for people to understand, because God is God. So if I go to Catholic Church and see God, or I come here and see God, or I look at you and see God, or I think of myself and know that I am, to an extent, part of God, that understanding and learning that I've learned here means more than anything I could have learned, is just to know that God is in everything around me. It doesn't matter where I am and where I learn it from, it's God. And that's probably the most grateful thing I'm for today. Thanks.
Thank you, Dominic. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Joseph, and I'm very grateful for my partner April and my children for pushing my buttons. And let me know where my buttons are. I've been learning a lot about where they are, and I'm looking forward to working on removing some of those buttons.
Okay, man.
So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. I would like, this is fortuitous, I'd like to introduce our new staff minister, Reverend Carol Nielsen.
I'm grateful to be a part of you all from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
Thank you. Who's next? Oh.
My name is Andy. January 1st, 2010, I broke my neck in a dirt bike accident, and you know, I got to heal from it. So I don't acknowledge that enough, you know. So I recognize it today, and I'm quite pleased. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, man.
Hi, my name is Alan, and I'm grateful for my family. Every birthday, I've got a couple sisters that they wish out loud their birthday wish for the birthday person, and one of my sisters is here, April, and the other one's not today. But they made a wish for me, and they threw it out to the universe because that's something they believe in, and that's worked. It's brought me a special friend, and I'm thankful for that. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Wally, and I'm grateful to be part of this community, the Giants men's group, the Sunday service, the classes I've taken, and all the great friends that I've made here, and so many other things. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Wally. Hello.
Where's the camera?
Don't worry, they'll find you. It's okay.
My name is Kim, and
Hold the mic a little closer.
okay, I won't be able to talk. Okay.
Yes, you will. No. Well, okay. Everybody here supports you.
I'm thankful for Frank. He's put up with me for a lot of years, and I'm so grateful for everyone here. I don't know everyone yet, but I really look forward to doing that. And it's been a wild ride this year, incredible. And I'm so grateful that I can be in a place where I can have my own thoughts and not be judged. And what is it, a church?
Sure.
Okay. I go to a church that the things that I really believe in, and thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Laura. Well, my friend Chuck is a coworker of mine, and we talked about the spiritual center, and I invited him to come. And so many times we go to the junkyard. Where are you guys?
I don't think they're here.
And we go to the junkyard before we come here, and it's kind of a special thing for us to do. But a month ago, he had like a whole bunch of heart attacks, which he thought was food poisoning, which was a pain in his back. So I suggest you get that looked at. And so we really thought we were going to lose him. And so he's here, and today we got to go to the junkyard and then come to the spiritual center. And so I'm extra grateful today for another opportunity to do that.
Great. Thank you. Anywhere right in here is fine.
Hi, my name is Marion.
Put it maybe like
My name is Marion. I'm very grateful to have been in this teaching 30 years, and I learned a lot. And because of that, last year I was incapacitated and in a nursing home most of the year with a terrible life-threatening injury, and I couldn't walk for like 8 months. And I'm healed and I can walk, and that's fantastic. But I have seen the light after talking about it forever. I could never get rid of the clutter, and now I'm doing it. So.
Thank you. Can you help? Can you help?
Oh, one more thing.
Okay.
And I forgot to say. Still on?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to say, God is everywhere, and I'm Jewish, and I go to temple, and that's fine, and I come here too.
Okay, wow. Anyone else? Well, come on. I don't think we're finished yet.
I'm Susan. The people that have been here for a long time know me. I have moved and I live in Sacramento now. I'm grateful, so grateful that I got to come down and so grateful to be here. And I want you all to know that you're with me in Sacramento, whether you know it or not, because what I have gleaned from the time that I was here has impacted my life so much, and it's given me more than I can even express, but it's given me a foundation to have a relationship with a brother that I had not had contact with for many, many years. And he's about to make his transition, and I'm so grateful that that relationship is healed. And I'm just so grateful for this teaching, and I love you all.
Thank you. Okay. Over here first, then we'll go back and forth here. Yes, hi.
Hi guys, my name's Callie, and this year I'm very thankful because I've been able to put a lot of my creative energy into music. And I'm a singer, and I sing with my choir at school. I'm in 2 choirs. I'm in jazz, and I'm in a classical vocal ensemble. And over the past year, I've been able to be in both choirs and sing at festivals and be able to experience so many wonderful things and hear so many wonderful voices. And this year it continues again, and I get to do some solo work, and I get to work with different people who are great musicians and wonderful people. And I'm so thankful to the universe and to God for being able to manifest this in my life, and I hope to continue it. Thank you.
Have you met Andy Howe?
Yes, I have.
Well, let's get something happening. I want you on this stage again singing, okay?
You got it.
All right.
Hello, my name is Sheila, and I'm just so grateful to be here today. Thanks to my friend Carla who drove me. I wish I lived closer. I'd be here every week. And thank you, Jim, so much for a very deep talk. And Maggie, what a wonderful, wonderful meditation. I'm going to buy the CD. And I must thank Patrick Harbula, too, because he came to the center that I normally go to, which is in Westlake. And I took a class, and he had me come up and act as a sample of his work, his hypnotic work, which did wonders and was the beginning of a breakdown of a lot of barriers that I had. And I've since been going through a real progressive transformation, which I'm very grateful for. Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Kristen, and I am privileged to be Callie and Maya's mother. Maya's a little shyer. In May 2012, my girls and I went through a life-changing experience. And we were really devastated and lost. But we started coming to the center the following September. And from that, I started keeping a gratitude journal. And the things that I would write in that initially were gratitudes that ranged from people who had come into my life at that particular moment and said something that was meaningful, to really just being able to get out of bed in the morning and continue to function. But as time has passed, I have realized that all of this is a process, and I'm so grateful to everyone who has come into my life and who has given me an opportunity to grow, and for the words of wisdom that I hear from you. So often I go back, I listen to him, and then I go and I watch it, and I make sure that message is implanted. So blessings to all of you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, this will be our last share. We could go on forever. If this goes viral, I'm starting a talk show. But anyway.
Thank you. My name is Chuck, and
My friend Laura brought me here some months ago, and when I came, I was really skeptical about coming to this place until I got in this room and started meeting everybody here and this whole thing. And it's kind of crazy in a way because I tend to be really independent and don't need anybody or anything like that at all. And I was mentioning to her while I was at work that I had had a little bit of a back pain. And she said to me, she said, "You really make me nervous when you say something like that." And believe me, had it not been for that, as it turned out a couple of days later, I had a couple of more heart attacks. And the only reason why I went to the doctor was because she had said, "You make me nervous." And thank God for that. And thank God for all of the friends that I've made here at this center. It's a part of my life today. It's everything that I'm about. In terms of gratitude, I can honestly say this, that I am grateful for every single thing that's happened to me. And that includes the bad things, because that's the stuff that makes me who I am today. And I realize that here at this center. Thank you.
Thank you. See, you just never know, do you? When we do something like this, one of the lessons that comes across, and we do this in class a lot with this kind of sharing, is that everybody you meet has greater depth than you would realize, including you. And as a point of personal privilege, I just want to share my gratitude for Dorianne in my life. Not only does she push my buttons, but no, she has been a true soulmate, and I love you. Well, that concludes our talk for today. Namaste. Joy Purpley.